The reactance effect. There is a moment when a suggestion turns into resistance. Not because the idea is wrong, not because the request is unreasonable, but because something inside you tightens. The moment your freedom feels threatened. This is the reactance effect, the psychological reaction that pushes people to resist, reject, or do the opposite when they feel controlled. 1. When choice feels taken away. Reactance begins quietly. A rule appears. A demand is stated. A limit is imposed. You must. You can't. You're not allowed to. And suddenly, the mind stops evaluating the content and focuses on the constraint. The question shifts from, is this reasonable? To, why are you telling me what to do? 2. Freedom as a psychological need. Psychology shows that freedom is not just a political concept. It is a psychological need. People want to believe they are the authors of their own behavior. When that belief is threatened, the nervous system responds, not with calm reasoning, but with resistance. 3. Why pressure backfires. Reactance explains why pressure often backfires. Stricter rules don't always increase compliance. More force doesn't always create agreement. Sometimes it does the opposite. People double down. They become defiant. They cling to the very behavior being restricted, not out of logic, but out of autonomy. 4. The illusion of rebellion. Reactance feels like independence. I'm thinking for myself. I won't be told what to do. But often, it is not freedom at all. It is reaction. The behavior is still controlled, just by opposition instead of authority. True autonomy chooses. Reactance reacts. 5. Where the effect appears. The reactance effect shows up everywhere. In parenting, in education, in politics, in relationships, in marketing. The harder someone pushes, the more resistance appears, even when the message is reasonable. 6. Reactance and identity. Reactance strengthens when identity feels threatened. If a rule challenges how someone sees themselves, resistance intensifies. This doesn't apply to me. I'm not that kind of person. The mind protects identity by rejecting control. 7. The cost of constant resistance. Living in reactance is exhausting. Every request feels like a battle. Every limit feels personal. The person is always pushing back, even when cooperation would serve them better. Opposition becomes habit. 8. When reactance is misused. Reactance can also be exploited. Messages framed as forbidden become more attractive. Don't think this way. You're not supposed to see this. Restriction creates desire. The mind wants what feels withheld. 9. Interrupting the effect. Reactance weakens when choice is restored. Language matters. Invitation reduces resistance. Explanation restores agency. Respect lowers defenses. Ask, do I feel controlled or informed? Am I choosing or reacting? What would I decide without the pressure? 10. Closing reflection. The reactance effect reveals a subtle truth. The mind confuses freedom with opposition, but responsibility asks for something harder. Not defiance, not submission, but conscious choice. This is Ethiax, where psychology meets responsibility. And responsibility begins when freedom is reclaimed, not by resisting everything, but by choosing deliberately.